What's going on, YouTube? Mike at it again with another video. This is a follow-up of my last video of my sump setup. As I stated before, I was going to go ahead and change some things in the sump area, make it a little bit more comfortable. I got to it. I was planning on making this video last week. Didn't get a chance to with this whole COVID-19. You know, it's been crazy out there. I'm more than sure you all already know. Hope everybody's safe. You know, and this is a good time for us to take, the opportunity to, put that TLC into the tanks, since we all have to be quarantined, right? I mean, at least here in Florida, for that matter. Well, anyway, I just want to give you guys a quick look at the tank, that you guys see how she's doing. You know, I got ever since I switched it to the 90 gallon from the 75, I got everything set up right. Got the screens up, so I don't have these little gobies trying to jump out. Got this guy right here, this one who loves creating this mess right here. Look at this. But yep, this is my tank right now. This is how she's doing. Have this Aptasia right here that I just realized pests came up. So got to figure out how to get rid of that. I threw a couple of new peppermint shrimps in there. They seem to have done the trick last time, so let's see what happens this time around. Got my anemone. These guys always ready to eat. My corals, everything looking good and healthy. Got this cap over here. She was doing bad, but eventually started getting, more buildup. You can see the white rim around her. Starting to do better now. Then I got these other SPSs back there. As you can see if I zoom in, they starting to get their polyps to start popping out more now. For some reason they were stressed. I was checking all my levels and my water parameters and everything's good. But what I do believe ended up taking place is that, as you can see, all this green, right? You can see it like it's pretty much a lot on a lot of these new pieces that I added of rock. And you can see it, and I think this had something to do with the fact that I had Kato in here, and that Kato ended up dying. I didn't even realize it, and started ever since made my algae bloom, but nothing I couldn't control because apparently my phosphates are low, which are close to zero. I can't even, every time I do a reading on my HANA tracker, it's reading pretty much zero. I'm not getting much, and that was actually like last week I came to notice, because I haven't had a chance to really pay attention to the tank because I've been busy with this whole chaos that's going on. But I got these lights here running. Let me go ahead and get this opened up for you guys here so you can see what I've done. So as you can see, let me go ahead and set these lights to white so we can have a better view. Okay, so as you can see, the manifold, I changed that. Before I had those other reactors that were here, there was two of them. The purpose of going ahead and switching all this out was because, like I said, ever since I added this pump, they were all sitting pretty much one here, one over here, so it was really making it complicated and cluttered, if you will. So I just wanted to make it look a little bit more accessible. So I'll give you guys a quick little look at what I'm talking about so you can see. I had to turn off the Kessel light because, again, I don't have no Kato down there, so there's no reason for that light to be on. I don't know, the Kato ended up pretty much just dying. Didn't have the nutrients that it needed in order for it to, eventually stay alive. So no big deal because I really don't need it right now. But in this case here, what I did was my plumbing for my 30 gallon that's connected to this tank. This is the intake here, which you can see it follows all the way through. goes through that braided line that's right there, and it connects to this 1-inch, which goes out to the tank, of course, which is here. And then this is the return to go to that tank. And as you can see, it comes from this manifold here through this stage of this reactor, which is full of carbon, and it goes in and out. And here I set up the biopellet reactor. As you can see, it's in motion there, and then right behind it is the, let's turn this light on, give you guys more light, see better. We have there the GFO in the back, as you can see, and then all this here is just from the Apex system, which I haven't even hooked up, but you can see all the probes there. I've been trying to get to it because I'm trying to figure out how I am going to set the Apex up in here. As you can see, I'm limited to space with you know, this control board here that I have made myself. I'm going to be eliminating that, and I was thinking maybe I could put the power bars there. But the only issue with that is I have 3 of them, so it's just a little complicated trying to figure out how I'm going to set it up. But I like the way I did this setup here, you know, because with this return pump that I have here, you know, like I did, I put the ball valve, you know, so I can go ahead and make it very simple for me to go ahead and clean in a time of maintenance. I could just unscrew it from here and here, and I'll be able to pull this out with no problem, get it cleaned up, close it off here so nothing falls down. These are easy to take out as well. As you can see, I can just lift it. This has the feeder right here. As you can see, I have a ball valve here that I could be able to shut that off if I needed to do any kind of maintenance without having to mess with the tank, without having to turn off the pump, for that matter, in order for me to do what I have to do. And at the same time here, this is just primarily to adjust the flow that's going in. And actually it comes out. I drill the hole here, which just goes straight down to here. As you can see, I did the same thing here with my tubing. All these bulkheads I went ahead and I purchased, just drilled the holes, and that's all for the dosing, which, as you can see, I have all my dosers here, not this. That's what I was using before for magnesium, but I got mine already set up, as you can see. So I got the magnesium, the alkalinity, and the calcium. And then I have that other one there for just in case, for whatever I choose to add on later. But this has been, like I said, a lot more easier and more efficient and less cluttered. You know, I mean, I still have a lot of things here, but you know, it's good to be able to maneuver and do what you have to do when it comes to doing the maintenance. So what I plan on doing now is I want to get rid of this sock. I have a few different socks that I put here to go ahead and, you know, kind of like remove those particles that we want out of the water. But what I wanted to do was put maybe some marina blocks there or some live rock and kind of just get rid of the sock and all. I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't really like changing socks all the time. And in my other 180, I used to run it without no socks. As you can see back there is the top off. That is my auto top off that I have there. And that's been working perfectly well for me. I have my power head, which is just moving that area down there. As you can see, there's no detritus buildup or nothing back there. You know, so I have to eventually do the same thing for over here, because I got to figure out how to get this cleaned out. That you see down there, that's GFO media that eventually slipped out of the reactor when I had shut off the pump, and when I turned it on, it was at full blast and it just blew it all out. So I got to get that cleaned up. But this is just to give you guys a little quick, you know, update in regards to what I did last time. And as you can see, this is what she looks like now. So now it's all me getting ready to set up the Apex system, so I can go ahead and have everything being monitored from my phone or my tablet or whatever have you, and it can just be a lot more simpler. So I got to just figure out how to go about doing the rearranging of this control board here, and obviously up there up top I'll be moving the doser along with the the controller for the pump, and try to figure out where I'm gonna put it. So this is pretty much it. This is what she's looking like. And that's just the LED lights that I added. So I constantly just change the colors, you know, whenever I'm feeling I want a different look. I normally will go with the red, with the blue, as you can see, and I just get that kind of look going on there. So when I put the cover on, this is what she looks like. One second. And that's what she looks like when the cover is on. So lots of times I just play around with it, give it all different types of looks, you know. And as you can see, that's what she looks like. I love it, like the idea that I came up with and how I set it up, you know. It really does look beautiful. And then here I have my control, which is my tablet for the Apex system, as you can see. And all I have to do is go on there, and I can just do everything that I need to do from right here. As of right now, it's all disconnected, so I have to go ahead and get it all hooked back up. And once I do, this is where I'll be controlling everything. Go ahead and get everything done from one place as opposed to having to go through a million different things. And that's pretty much it. This is what she looks like. I gotta clean the 30-gallon, but she is doing well. You know, my levels, like I said earlier, are good. My pH right now is at 8.1. My magnesium, I had tested it, and I am at 1300. Then I have my alkalinity, that's right around, it's 8.5, and then my calcium is at 420. So everything seems to be doing just fine. Like I said, my phosphates are 0. I'm just waiting for whatever craziness took place there with that Ketomorpha, since it was like last week since I noticed it, that it was just completely gone from the system. Like it was, I had so much back there, and when I tell you, when I looked, what I removed from there was nothing, almost nothing, and it was just crazy. But yeah, and then I just started noticing that everything started going green. So I just ended up going ahead and just replacing the carbon, and then I ended up putting some ChemiPure Elite bags in there, which I got 2 of them. And that's been it. So I just been leaving it be, and as we all know, patience is the key. So I just been letting her do her thing. But she's looking good. Corals are looking good. This here, as we all know, this stuff grows like wildfire. And I only started off with 3 little heads. And in a matter of, well, I would say 2 months, this is what has, it's just multiplied. So that's going to be crazy. I'm going to have to make sure I monitor that and control it to make sure it does not get out of control and overtake my tank. And then this little piece here, I moved her down there. She's been doing good. This big thing here is out of control. I want to get that removed as well. Just trying to figure out how to go about doing it. And just waiting for these guys to just start growing bigger. As you can already see, you can see their tips where they're starting to eventually indicate growth. And they're looking great. So I'm really excited. I'm excited about how it's all coming along, how everything's looking. And the fish are, you know, very happy. And I just monitor them every day. I have this camera that I set up right here, as you can see, and this is the view that it gives me from my phone. So this is what I'm pretty much looking at, you know, when I'm not home. That's the view that I get, just to get an idea and just make sure I can keep, you know, on top of the fish when I'm not at home. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to just go ahead and leave them. And if you may, just hit that like button and subscribe if you care to see any more videos. You guys all be safe. Take care. Until next week. Bye.